I'm Lisa Lord with the CBC News at noon. You can expect additional security measures at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital over the next 3 to 6 months. Director of Support Services Louise Bob says security will be increased in hotspot areas like the Accident and Emergency Department, as well as the main entrance to the hospital.
In some of the cases, persons are not necessarily bringing weapons per se, but they may have been implements or things that they are carrying on their person that are not suited to the hospital environment. And therefore, they would have been removed from them and would have been placed in locked boxes, and they would have been given a key to take with them.
And the security upgrades are expected to cost about $500,000. Well, one man was injured as fire raged through a St. Philip district late last night, leaving him and 9 others homeless. The owner of the house, Afira Greenwich, and all the other occupants were reportedly asleep at the time when the fire broke out in one of the front bedrooms of the stone structure. Most of the occupants were reportedly CARICOM nationals from Guyana, Trinidad, Jamaica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Fire officials responded to the call at 11:30 with 2 tenders and 8 officers under the command of Station Officer Marvin Mears. Fire officials were also kept busy throughout the early morning after a fire broke out at a day nursery located on Green Hill, St. Michael. That blaze occurred around 20 minutes past 1 this morning, and the nursery was extensively damaged. Well, as the General Council of the National Union of Public Workers prepares to meet to decide on the saga involving the Barbados Investment Development Corporation, the NUPW has announced another meeting, this time for staff at the National Assistance Board. The meeting is slated for 1:30 tomorrow afternoon at the NUPW headquarters at Dalkeith, St. Michael. Senior Industrial Relations Officer Wayne Waldron says the union will update those NAB home help workers on the situation regarding the BIDC, particularly as it relates to the changes in the Pensions Act.
We want to ensure that we really educate workers about their compulsory retirement in accordance to the amendments that were issued to all heads of departments and permanent secretaries. So therefore, we would just want to ensure that the issues surrounding IDC, that they are fully well aware of all the issues and to ensure they know what are their rights in this situation, and that is to work to the compulsory age of retirement.
NAB workers will also hear about issues related to health and safety at work, along with other matters relating to their employment at that statutory board. Meantime, the NUPW General Council meeting gets underway today at 2, and after that meeting, the union is expected to issue a new deadline for the BIDC to withdraw termination letters given to 13 workers all over the age of 60. Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite wants CARICOM to come up with a firm position on individuals who leave the region to join terrorist organizations like ISIS. His comments come as security officials from across the region meet in Barbados with a team from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency about beefing up APIS, the Advanced Passenger Information System. APIS is a tool that tracks the movement of passengers and highlights potential threats. And while these CARICOM citizens may not have committed an offense in their country of origin, the AG says their movements must be monitored and even limited.
If we believe that individuals are leaving Barbados or leaving Trinidad or other places and going to fight in foreign lands, we have to be able to monitor them. We have to reach a common position in terms of how do we treat them, because the type of ideology, the type of knowledge, inverted commas, that they have, we really don't want it to be festered and to be fed into our general populace.
And Mr. Brathwaite is also calling on all CARICOM partners to sign on to APIS and enact relevant legislation to fight transnational crime.
Montserrat, Haiti, Belize, Suriname, Bahamas. I thought the Bahamas had recently signed an MOU. Then, right, indeed. So we need all member states to sign on. APIS is a tool. It makes no sense whatsoever not to have a legislative framework because it is important for us to have information, as much information upfront in terms of individuals coming into the territory and indeed leaving the territory.
Culture Minister Stephen Lashley is making an early appeal for businesses and citizens to take part in next year's 50th Independence celebrations. He says the Independence celebrations will not be solely controlled by government, as it is an occasion which is to be celebrated by all Barbadians.
I don't want people to get caught up with the fact that, our 50th anniversary is a government thing, we have a committee. While there is a committee in place, this is meant to be an opportunity for Barbadians to recognize and celebrate the fact that we have been a nation, an independent nation for 50 years, and that has not come by any means through easy tasks. It took a tremendous amount of effort and great sacrifice of not only the heroes that we have in our history books, but many of our unsung heroes, our mothers and fathers and great-grandfathers and so on.
Thousands of Jehovah Witness are expected to converge on the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium this weekend for a 3-day regional convention. The convention, which opens Friday and runs until Sunday, is open to all and is being held under the theme Imitate Jesus. News Service Overseer for the regional convention for Jehovah Witness, Craig Jones, says the focus will be bringing families closer to God.
Well, our objective with our convention is to help persons to see the value of the teachings of Jesus Christ. Most persons are familiar with the Bible books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and so basically we've all been exposed to some teaching of Jesus Christ. The entire focus of the convention is to help persons to see, families, parents, husbands, and wives, to see how listening to Jesus Christ, learning from his example and what's recorded in the Bible can actually help them to improve the quality of their family and personal lives right now.
And we'll have regional and international news after the break.